All right, so here we're going to create a rubric, and we've already done this with outcomes. If you've watched those videos, we created an outcome and then linked the outcome to the rubric and created a rubric from the outcome. So we've already done some of this, but let's go down here to assignment 2. Let's grab a different one, actually. Okay. So as far as creating a rubric for an assignment, it's as easy as going into the assignment, clicking add a rubric. Now, once you're in here, you can, I didn't want to do that. There we go. Once you're in here, you get to choose the rubric. You can also use a rubric that is already been created on the site. So if you were to look in here, there might be a rubric that you created earlier on where in your manage rubrics, where you can create a rubric and then you can use it in more than one place. Not that we have to do that here for this. For the sake of this, I'll just show you how to make one here. If you go in to find a rubric and then add a rubric in there, it's the same process. It just allows you more than one place to use that rubric. So here, if you want to add levels, so here you're going to add your levels. You get to choose how many levels you have, and you get to choose how many criteria you have. So we have this, and you can add different levels on different criteria, so they don't have to all be equal. So let's say this is worth 10, gives you a total points worth 15. So one thing you want to point out here is if this, let's see, we want to use this for grading. So we'll create this rubric, and so we can change that. What it did, that's what I was just going to show you. So we had total points out of 15 here, but the assignment itself was only worth 10, so it wasn't going to generate, it was going to generate that NaN. So it said, do you want to change this? So let's go into the edit for the assignment itself, and this is where, let's say we change this one, and we try saving. So now, this is worth 15 points. This is worth 20. So what it'll do is it'll create this. So let's say you got a 10 out of 15. So we're at a 66%. Then what's going to happen up here is it'll give you 66% out of 20. So it's not going to, it'll be what, 12, 13.2, 13.3. It'll scale from this score up to this score. So this is the one that's actually going to go in the grade book. Making those the same is typically the easiest way to do this for kids not to get confused. But as far as the ability, it does have the ability to scale a grade. That pretty much does it for rubrics. You can make them right in the assignment. You can make them in the manager rubrics so you can use them again. It's your choice. The nice part is once you have them made, when you go into SpeedGrader, you can show rubric. And now there's no submissions, but now over here, when you see a submission, then you just click on what box is being used. Let's say they got this and this. Great, you save it. Now they have their score directly in here. You don't have to print rubrics. When a student clicks on this assignment, they're going to see a version of the rubric. So it just makes that process so much easier. That wraps it up for rubrics.